What is project management experience? In this video, I'm going to talk to you about some key things that are crucial for your experience that you don't want to shortchange yourself about, meaning just go get it because you deserve that experience. If you're interested in that, please stay with me on this video. Okay, so I love this. I spend most of my time training people. I've trained literally tens of thousands of people, and I've got some really cool advice. Somebody asked me the other day, what are the key things that they should learn when it comes to experience in construction management? And I was like, okay, number one, you have to learn and gain experience with a personal organization system. It's absolutely crucial. To-do list, leader standard work, time blocking your days, complying with the rules of flow, 100%. Number two, you've got to get good experience with dealing with people. The book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, is phenomenal for that. It's absolutely over the top. Number three, and I can't stress this enough, get used to scheduling in a time by location format. It will program your brain to where you can see in one piece flow and you can literally understand all other lean concepts. So let me go into the next one, which is also to learn everything you can about lean construction. In about a year, because it's taken me a long time, there will be a book called Elevating Construction the Lean Way, where you can program your brain. But until that book comes out, I would recommend researching Paul Akers, reading The Toyota Way, doing a Japan trip to visit the Toyota production system. Anything you can do to learn about lean is absolutely phenomenal. It's over the top cool. When I say that, I mean get good experience with it. The more experience you have with lean, the less wasteful project management experience you'll get and the more effective experience you'll get. So let me go through a list right now of the things that I consider crucial on your journey. Number one, getting right out of college or from your industry hire or wherever you came from, we love you. We're glad you're here. Getting good experience in the field as a field engineer, if you can, is crucial. It will help you to be a better project manager. It will help you to be a better director, better project executive. It's great because you learn to love the craft, you learn how to build, and you really gain a perspective that will shape the rest of your career in a beautiful way. Okay, so now let me go through the standard items. Great project management experience is that you're able to deliver. Now this is important. Please don't discount this because it sounds simple. My biggest advice is to have good experience on good projects. If you've been on a rough project or a bad project, then ask to be on a good one. If you've been on two, you're in trouble. You cannot go to a third. And if you've been on third, like you've been to 3 bad projects and just suffered through that nightmare, you've got to do whatever you can to get your mindset back. The best thing for you to do is to wire your brain with good experiences. People talk about failure all the time, and they talk about learning from failures, and they talk about learning from sad experience, and they say things like experience is what you get when you didn't get what you wanted, but the best teacher is to do it right. The saying isn't practice makes perfect. Practice makes permanent, and only perfect practice makes perfect. Meaning you have to be practicing towards perfection and eventually you will obtain that. And so you've got to get on good projects and model good mentors and good systems and good implementations. That is the kind of experience that's more valuable than gold. Second, from an overall standards standpoint, you've got to get experience with implementation. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge, action, and implementation is power. You can have somebody who has been through every university course and has every kind of degree, but if they're not using it, what value is it? So you have to make sure you're implementing. Everything you learn, implement. Every goal your project has, make sure it comes down to tangible implementation. And so I want you to have experience not just with managing paperwork, but with actually accomplishing things, implementing change systems, implementing lean systems, actually accomplishing the goal. So I would focus more not just on what you're doing, but also you accomplishing and actually getting it really implemented in the field and having that viable experience. And I do want to say when it comes to goals and finances, the most important things are people, process, quality. I want to see with any professional that comes to work with me, do you have valid experience of implementing where you've blessed the lives of people, you've implemented an amazing process, and you've delivered quality, obviously with safety as the number one condition. The other bit of experience I want you to have is, I don't care how many arbitrations you've been in, I don't care how many fights you've navigated your way through, I don't care how many RFIs you've submitted, I don't care how many procurement logs you've managed. I care your track record and experience with making work ready for the crews. There's roughly 17 key items that every trade partner needs to start their work. And just a couple of them off the top of my head are, they need the labor, the equipment, the materials, the information, and the space and permissions. It's your job to get that for them. The experience with the 6-step process, or what I call the trade partner preparation process, where we buy out a trade, do the pre-mobilization meeting and prepare them, do the pre-con meeting where we set up the crews, the first in place inspection where we make sure they're doing well, the follow-up inspection, and the final inspection where we get trades what they need out ahead, is the best experience that I will value in a professional and that I will evaluate as well. The other bit of experience is coordination and communication. The best project management professionals are great communicators and know how to collaborate with an integrated team. And lastly, I want to see somebody with experience implementing the systems and not just working with people, because people can figure it out, but I want to see a project that has a project pre-planning system on a rhythm using the TAC production system, with the trades using the last planner system. I want to see on every project that we have that standard operating system written down visually and utilized, that everybody on the project is trained, and that we're actually going out in the field to make sure that it's implemented, and that every person is trained and they have the information, the motivation, and the circumstances to do their job properly. So I want to see how a project management professional can implement systems, not just work with people. And so these are just a couple of things that I find valuable in your career that I feel like would be helpful in this video. And don't forget to continually train yourself, go to trainings, read books, listen to podcasts, and make sure that you're very disciplined with your daily habits, and you will gain experience so effective that you will make it to any position that you want to make it to. Just make sure you keep your LinkedIn profile up to date. I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm going to turn this into a blog post for you, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. On we go.